Ahoy! Welcome aboard! Come on up. It's a little rickety getting up that gangplank, but I'm sure you can handle it. You've got the balance about you, right? You've got sea legs, right? Welcome to the Gaming Galleon. I'm Captain Raz. I'm a salty old sea dog who sails the Silicon Seas every week with you to Lord knows where. And this week, we're going to a truly, truly magical place called Redwood National Park. Now, most of you, if you're American at least, or from North America, have at least heard of what redwoods are. But there may be some people who don't know what that is. And a redwood is basically a tree, but they're the largest species of tree in the world. Most of them will grow to be somewhere around 200 feet tall, and the tallest ones being like 350 feet tall. So I mean, you know, and there's a gigantic forest of these located on the west coast of America, in California. Most of Northern California, in fact, has a lot of redwood trees, national parks. I bet you're getting some vrooms at the moment. Let me kill that for you. Hold on a second.
There you go. Sorry.
Had to kill a bit of the engine there. Okay, so yeah, for someone like myself who grew up in the Midwest, or perhaps someone who's lived in the East Coast, or maybe down in Texas, redwood trees are almost like mythical beings to us. There's things we've always heard of, things that have this strange, almost supernatural quality about them, being as big as they are. I mean, you know, you've probably seen a postcard or two of the Redwood National Park where they have a street going straight through a redwood tree. A tunnel, and a car's going right through it. That's the size of these trees. And as much of a tree lover as I am, we don't have trees like that in the Midwest. We have good-sized trees, but these are like mammoth. So I thought it would be neat if we went out there this week. It wouldn't be that hard to get the boat there, because we're just going right to the coastline, dock up, and maybe just see some of the sights. But obviously this is a show, and I don't want to put you guys to sleep, so we'll see it at a little more of a breakneck speed by playing Flat Out 2 for the PlayStation 2. There you go. This takes place in all kinds of different California-like regions. You can drive around the canals of LA. You can drive through, you know, the mountain streets of, say, San Diego, maybe, or San Francisco, or you can drive through some of the Redwood National Parks. And I think that that would be really neat to do so. But what was my main inspiration for pulling Flat Out 2? Is there anything remarkable about this game? No, in fact, as we play this game, you're probably going to look at it and be like, well, this is okay, but he could have picked XYZ game and done the same thing. It's very possible. That's the thing about racing games. There's so many, especially in the past couple era. Very saturated genre. But I picked this one because Flat Out is known above all for its crashes. And if I can relay a possibly too personal to tell you story, I want to just get it out there. For one thing, this happened about 8 days ago, and I was driving home from work, and I have a van. It's a pretty good sized van, a caravan of sorts. And I'm driving down the road, and it's like 2 in the afternoon, and I'm maybe 3 blocks from my house. And all of a sudden, I mean, I'm driving down the road, and then the next thing I know, smack. I hear horns go off. I hear pistons going on in the back of the car. I'm yelling, and I see this car in front of me that I rammed at 40 miles per hour. I had dozed off for just a split second, just enough where I lost total control of the car while I was driving at 40 miles per hour and smacked into the back of this car. And it's like, you got to think about how your destiny changes at that point, because you don't know who's in that car. You don't know the situation, you know. Did you hurt them? Did you hurt yourself? Is your car totaled? Is their car totaled? I mean, I have no idea. I do know that we hit at 40 miles per hour, though. And I was asleep, so God knows what this guy was doing. But he was probably just, I don't know, maybe why he stopped, who knows? Maybe he had to slow down to let somebody else turn, who was turning off the road. I don't know. So we both drive off the side of the road into like a gas station area. And I'm like mortified. I'm like, oh my God, this is it. This is the end of, you know, I mean, this guy could take me for everything I got. Who knows? You know? There could be hurt people in there. I have no idea. So I get out of the car, I approach his car, and he's getting out. And he's a younger guy. And I say, you know, oh my God, are you okay? You know? And he says, no speak English. I'm like, are you okay? He's like, I didn't know speak English. And I'm like, really? He's like, yeah, it's okay. It's okay. And I'm like, really? He's like, yeah, it's okay. So I'm like, are you sure? He's like, yeah. And he goes to get back into his car. And I'm like, I grab my phone, I snap his license plate for just in case. And he's like, and that's it. I don't know what this guy's story was. I know his back was beat up. My car, shockingly, the headlight's fine. The car runs fine. There's obviously some damage to the front of the car, but it runs great. Me, I don't know how I am. I smacked this thing. I smacked the wheel while I was asleep with a seatbelt on. I've been in a lot of pain the past week, but it's like I'm not bleeding. I do feel like there's something that's rattling around in here. I don't know, but it's like I'm not to the point where it's like I'm writhing around in pain constantly. You know, it's like a little ibuprofen and I'm fine. So how long do you wait on that? I don't know. I was just talking to Mary the other day. She's like, I don't want to bring my son in for x-rays. $100 on an x-ray just to so they put a splint on his finger. I know it's what needs to be done. So me, I'm like, I just hurt my foot 3 weeks ago. Took 2 weeks and it was fine. I fell down. Isn't this going to be the same thing? I mean, who knows? So there's still some uncertainty in this story, but the main thing is like, talk about, like, absolutely rolling a 20 on your luck. I mean, that guy could have had kids in there. It could have been like, somebody who actually, did this guy not have insurance? Did this guy not have a green card? I don't know, but he sure didn't want to be hanging around to find out, to be out in the open with this car. I never checked the plate. I figure there's no reason to dig any deeper. In fact, I feel a little weird telling the story, but it's such a crazy story. I thought it was worth bringing up. So there it is. It's out there. Let's play Flat Out 2 for the PlayStation 2. I suck at this game. We're going to be wrecking a lot. But, hey, at least I know nobody's going to get hurt here, right? Alright, it's Flat Out 2 for the PlayStation 2. The chest is great, by the way. Chest is great. Can we move on from that story? I have other wreck stories to tell. Let's get into this. I've also got the soundtrack that we can't play. I'll tell you more about that soon. Okay, Flat Out 2 for the PlayStation 2. Here we go. Alright. Yeah, we're in Redwood National Forest. Redwood National Park. My mistake. Oh, that's loud. That's loud. Is that too loud? Let me turn down those engines. Oh, man. We have the most imprecise audio leveling system in the known galaxy. Let me know if you can't hear me. Pretty sure you can. So, so here's the Redwoods, huh? Isn't it gorgeous? This looks like this is about dusk. And the thing about this game is, if you wreck, the big gimmick here is your guy pops out of the car like I don't know, a foot being pried out of a shoe with a shoehorn. Whoa! 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 Hey! 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 Ugh! Come on! All right, reset it. That's all it took. Sorry, we still got a chance. Get on! Is this guy still on? Can you believe this? What is on the front of my car? Oh my gosh. Unbelievable. I'm feeling that thing rattling around my chest. I feel like I'm an NES game. You ever get an NES game? You ever buy a used NES game, you shake it, and there's like something rattling around in there? You know it'll play. But it's got that little rattle. That's how I feel right now. So the mechanics of this are pretty basic. You got a throttle. You're driving. But you'll notice around the speedometer there, that's that yellow bar. And that's your nitro. You get nitro back from going airborne. And that's it. It might be if you smash the other guy too. I'm not exactly sure about that. Ah! Terrible. And you know, I was stupid enough to soup up this big blazer, but there's a reason for that. I have a real nostalgia for blazers, and I'll get into that soon. But I pretty much poured all my money into this blazer, and that's kind of a good thing in that I'm usually okay with trucks, but it seems like my truck is too sturdy, and so if I crash, sadly, my driver doesn't go through the windshield. You know, because talk about money. Talk about loving that, huh? Alright, we're doing okay. This is the last lap here. I think we'll do one more of these. We're in a circuit of 3 races. It's the Bay Area Invitational or something like that. But they all take place here in the Redwood National Park. Oh, another great thing about this game? It doesn't let you configure your own stuff. So I'm used to having the brake where the nitro is and the nitro where the brake is. Isn't that lovely? Come on. Come on. Oh. Oh. I'm gonna blow it. I'm not gonna make it. Third place. Third place. How are we doing on time here? Continue cut, please. We're 16 minutes in, so we got time for one more of these. Whoa! Hey! I really like the load screens in this because it shows these guys. But they are... Come on. They're the most unforgettable characters you could ever see in a racing game, and yet they're all over the load screens. They're everywhere. They're telling you their hobbies, their pasts, their motivations for being... Like, you get more story on these guys than the characters in Street Fighter. Not to say I'd say that game's all about story, but there's certainly more games than what Flat Out has, which is 2, by the way. Why did we pick Flat Out 2 and Flat Out 1? There's no real reason. We have Flat Out, the original Flat Out for the Xbox. Whoa, hello! Coming through. I guess I just figured when you're talking about racing games or fighting games, action games, Whoa, 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 whoa! Not that way. Not that far in. There we go. Usually a higher number's better. There's obviously always exceptions to that. But in the case of, high-octane action stuff, it's usually good for a company to get its feet wet with its first game and then continue on. And I hope you guys don't mind if I'm using the reset button to get back on the road. This thing, it handles like a cinder block. So if it stops, it's like slower than molasses in January to try and get it back on the road. And we just don't have time for that, do we? So I'm using the reset button to get us centered back in the road, which is a nice touch. If you're playing the game, you can get right back in the action quickly, still have a shot at winning the match. I would say this game's really challenging. It's got a good challenge, the AI is good, but it's far from unfair. There's no rubber banding going on with the, with the opponents, and what I mean by that is if you're way ahead of them, the computer's not going to instantly make their car faster to catch up with you. You will see them wreck. You will see them wreck hard. And I'm going to get third place again. Oh, okay, we're not done yet. Whoa, baby! Come on, sweetheart. One last lap for Daddy. Woo! So, Blazers. Let me tell you something. Let me tell you a story about 1982. I'm 7 years old. And there's me and my mom and my dad. My sister's not born yet. And we're on our way to my dad's cousin's birthday party or something like that. My dad's driving down a road, and all of a sudden we come to this stop intersection. He doesn't have a stop, but the other people do. Boom! First place. They don't do the stop sign. Oh! Unnecessary. That's 20 minutes. Let's come on back, shall we? Let's come right on back. Yeah, keep those smashes coming. Alright. So these people don't adhere to the stop. And they smash. or my dad smashes right into these guys, like T-bones them, hits the side of their car. They get out, and they are clearly wasted. I remember hearing this story where they open the door of the car door opens, and there's beer cans falling out. But I asked my parents, and neither of them could really confirm that part of the story. But they get out of the car, they're clearly inebriated. They say it's totally their fault. You know, the cops show up, clear everything up, obviously. These people have, they used to have a car, now they have a TP. And meanwhile, my dad had a Ford Blazer. And it was like, there's barely a scratch on him. We didn't go to the party, we went home because we were in shock. But we went home in the car, no problems. So, pretty good stuff. Just going to set up our next race here. So let's hit the booty segment here. This is huge. This is a big one. I would say it's a great blend of quality and quantity. Because it's good modern stuff for a really good price, and there's a lot of gaming going on. Okay? Let's take a look. So I was in a pawn shop, nice people, probably my favorite pawn shop in the city. Looking around, their usual price on PlayStation 3 games is a little outdated. I love you guys, but a little outdated. $5 on PlayStation 3 games, Xbox 360 games, and Wii games. And I think they were finally coming to that conclusion when I showed up and started digging around. They know me. They know what I'm up to. And the manager said, look, if you get a bunch, well, how about are you interested in getting a lot of games today? That's what she said, basically. And I said, for the right price? Absolutely. And she says, okay, I'll tell you what. We'll do, all right, good. We're set, ready to go. I know I've been fiddling with that, and I'm sorry. If we do $2 a game, and I'm like, I'm already kind of on board on that. For PS3, I've seen some stuff that's on the floor. It's been there for a while. Pretty good stuff. She's like, if you buy a lot and we do $2 each, I'll let you go in the back room. And let me tell you something about the back room of a pawn shop. It's like a warehouse. It's massive. It's like probably 3 times the size of the actual floor, which can be sizable in and of itself. But it's kind of like the Ark of the Covenant. They pack stuff away, they wrap it in plastic wrap, stick a date on it, and throw it on one of those shelves back there. And it's not until that number comes back up in the computer months later or weeks later that thing ever sees the light of day again. So you don't know what's back there, and obviously not working in a pawn shop, I very rarely get to see myself. So this was a rare opportunity to clean out a pawn shop to its fullest for the most part. Obviously there's still some stuff, that was within that 2-week period or 1-week period that was still being cleared. But everything else was just stuff they just flat out couldn't fit on the floor. And until the crap that was on the floor was sold, they weren't going to pull this stuff out. So, this was pretty hot. So they take me to this big shelf. She's like, these are all Blu-rays, these are all DVDs. Are you doing PS2? And I'm like, yeah. She's like, I'll do a quarter on PS2 games, original Xbox games. So have at it. Here we are. Let's get started. Oh, this is appropriate. Sega Rally Revo. More off-road racing. Looks like this is a little more in Hawaii, though. Hawaii. Never seen this game before. But the Sega Rally games are always pretty good, although, call me nostalgic to a fault, but if I'm going to play Sega Rally, I'm usually going to play it on a Sega Saturn. Wow, this is cool. A really beat-up copy. Oh, you've got the full box art here. Huh. That's funny. So this is like a DVD case. But we've got the manual and the box art, so all we need is the real case for House of the Dead Overkill Extended Cut. This is supposed to be hilarious. And it's shooter, light gun shooter, so that means we have to have the dreaded PlayStation Move in order to play this. I'm pretty sure Cody has one of those. First Mate Bismuth does. But this game is, this game gets a lot of praise around the YouTube community. Here it's pretty awesome. So that's cool. Not bad for $2. I usually see that on the Wii, but I guess it made it over to PS3 with some extra content. Army of Two, 40 Day. I feel like we have this, but going before we started this lot, I actually went into the hold and kind of glanced over what we do have, and I only I thought I got a lot of doubles here, but I don't think we did. This is a double, I'm pretty sure. Did we recently get this Fallout 3 Game of the Year edition for Xbox 360? I think so. I think we got it for $2 also. Really nice. It's a really nice copy. Black Ops 2. I believe we have the case that has Black Ops 1 and Black Ops 2 on it, but for whatever reason it didn't come with the disc. So I'm going to put this guy in there and have that little double compilation going. Crisis 3 Super Edition, Hunter Edition. Okay, Crisis 3. Not bad. Here, that's okay. Not really my style game. Who made that? I think Sega might have. No, not Sega. I don't know. Who cares? Civ Rev. Civ Rev. This is a pretty hardcore real-time strategy game. Ooh, what's the box art? Oh. Right. That's funny because I think we got this game a while back too, and I checked the box art. It's like deja vu sometimes doing these segments here. Okay. I want to take the box art out, but then I don't want to lose it. Minecraft PlayStation Edition. What a great game! What a great game! Always good to find that for $2. 4-player split screen. How can you go wrong? How many games do that? What's in this guy? Sonic Ultimate Genesis Collection. My God, what a value! Probably the biggest value disc we have here. You know, there's a whole ton of awesome Genesis games on there. Genesis Master System arcade games, all kinds of stuff. Naruto Ninja Storm. Hope we don't have that already. I think that's a fighting game. The original Army of Two. I hear these are pretty decent co-op games. These guys look like they take themselves really seriously, though. Assassin's Creed 2, which, believe it or not, I've never played, nor do we have. Oh, excuse me. I thought this was the time to grab it. Although a little disappointed that's Greatest Hits Edition. God of War Saga. Very hard to pass this guy up for $2. Everything's in here. You got 5 God of War games on here. A couple PSP ones, the 2 PS2 ones. God of War 3 also. Yeah. It's pretty cool. Ah ha ha! Kingdoms of Olimar, The Reckoning. Very cool to have a second copy of this. I might keep this at my parents' place. We had a second copy recently, but someone asked for it. They have good taste. Walking Dead Season 2. We have all these Walking Dead adventure games already. I kind of felt like maybe this one would be worth a little bit. And maybe we could recoup with that guy. I'm not sure though. I didn't bother looking. Sniper 2 Limited Edition, a groundbreaking follow-up to the best-selling sniper game of all time in cherry condition. Okay. Alright. Oh, good. This was one of the first ones I picked up, and I was really happy because I needed a second copy of this. I've got it's Borderlands 2. We have Borderlands this really cool disc that Borderlands 2 is really easy, really common to find, really cheap. But then there's a second disc that's kind of like a Game of the Year disc, and it has like 4 expansions on it, 4 huge expansions. I love that it's on disc because you can take it to somebody's house and put all that DLC on there, and then all they got to do is spend $3 or so, and they've got themselves everything that Borderlands 2 ever put out. That's really cool. Assassin's Creed. Original Assassin's Creed. Oh, right. Right. We opened this up and it was empty. And then as she was ringing up the ones that I picked out, she handed me a stack of Lucy's. Just disc with no case. And I looked through, all the way at the bottom. I see one that I thought was totally worth $2. But it didn't have a case, so she's like, well, take this Assassin's Creed case. That game was Shadow of Mordor. A lot of people are like, God, you got to get on Shadow of Mordor, Raz. You got to get on it. And I'm like, yeah, but I know it's really common. It was practically a launch game for the PS4. So I'm going to wait for the right price. People are like, I've seen it for like $15. I'm like, no, I know it's going to get cheaper than that. $2. It may not be on the best system available. $2, how can you go wrong? GTA 5. GTA 5's going somewhere around the $10, $15 range for PS3 games. We have a cherry copy, so this guy's definitely going to get sold to try and. I mean, because as you can see, we got quite a few of these, so we got to try and lighten the pan in our wallet here. This is awesome. Really happy to find this one. Been looking for this one for a while. Kingdom Hearts HD 2.5 remix. This is the HD remix of the sequel. Harder to find than you would think. And then it's got a couple other games here. It's got the sequel. And I believe the other two here maybe PSP games. So there's like 3 Kingdom Hearts games down here. And we have the first one. So I'm pretty sure we have like every Kingdom Hearts game available on the PS3. So that's pretty awesome. Pretty happy about that one. Warrior Legends of Troy. Don't know anything about this guy. Looks like it's not a red PS3 there. What I mean by that is an old PS3 game has that red PS3 in the spine, and a more modern kind of mid-range game has that black PS3. So I don't know anything about this. It's made by Koei though. Koei tend to make pretty good stuff. So $2 I was going for it. Final Fantasy 13 2. Final Fantasy 13 2. Whether or not we have this, I don't think we do. I think we have every other Final Fantasy that's on PS3, except that guy, so that's pretty cool. Homefront. Homefront always looked to me a lot like, what's the game we played when we went to Brooklyn, New York? Freedom Fighters. Looks like an updated Freedom Fighters. Yeah, it takes place in San Francisco. And I don't know who's taking over this time. It looks like maybe North Korea. Yeah, it looks pretty awesome. That looks pretty awesome. I don't know much about Homefront, but I love Freedom Fighters. So, Call of War, Bound in Blood. This looks pretty good. Western 2-player co-op. Looks pretty hot. Always gotta love a little Western first-person shooter. It's a great setting for first-person shooters. Here we go. We got a copy of The Last of Us, disc only. This is chump change these days, but man, what a great game. Very hard to leave it be. And right behind it, though, is much harder to find Marvel Ultimate Alliance 2. 4-player action RPG on the PS3. Pretty nice. Not bad finding that one. That one's worth more than most PS3 games. Another copy of The Last of Us. This one actually having the case. What a great game. Game would be worth a lot more if they didn't port it over to PS4. Fear 3. Fear 3, I believe, is a first-person shooter. Eve of Destruction is probably screaming at me for that. I think she's a fan of these games. Is that it? No. Wow, there's still more. Speaking of, for some reason, every chick is totally all about this game. Beyond Two Souls. We have a really nice steel box collector's edition of this guy, but this one's pretty popular. I believe this is the sequel to a little alternative box art here. I believe this is the sequel to, not a sequel, but made by the same company who made Heavy Rain. And that chick there, that's the chick who played Juno in the movie Juno. Alright. Again, getting into dangerous territory with the box art. Box art's a little beat up there already. Ratchet and Clank, Tools of Destruction. Not sure if we had it, but who cares? Ratchet and Clank's so amazing. Love this series. Absolutely love it. Two more here. The third and final Army of Two, Devil's Cartel. Overkill Edition. Overkill Edition. No manual. Some of these had manuals, some didn't. And then finally, Doom 3 BFG Edition. Doom 3 BFG Edition, they updated it, obviously, for HD. And they also put on Doom, the original Doom and the original Doom 2 4-player split screen. Pretty nice package here for $2. So that's it. We had 1, oh boy, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 if you include Marvel Ultimate Alliance there, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 21, 22, 23, 24. Screwing up that box art that I didn't put back. 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33. I believe she may have given me a little bit of a discount because I feel like I got out of there at 63, but it might have been 66. Somebody gave me crap for looking at the receipt once. It's 66. Look, I don't have photo memory, all right? $66 in that lot. That's a lot of games, and that's a lot of money. And frankly, even though we worked at that deal, I probably should have said, well, since I'm getting so many, can we do 50? I really should have, but I feel like I was getting some real special treatment there, and I wanted to keep it on a good note because maybe they'll let me do it again. And then I can try and, haggle the pants off them. But there you go. 66 on that. Let's get back to Flat Out. We're going to go one more race, and then I want to show you some of the more interesting side events that you can do in Flat Out. Something that does set it apart from all of those forgettable racing games that you're going to find during this PS2, Xbox era. Okay? It's Flat Out 2, deep in the northern Redwood woods. for the PlayStation 2. Oh, well said. Well said. Start race, for God's sakes. Get the action back in here. Alright, here we go. So, I think, what did I get? I got third place the first time. Third place the second time. I mean, if I get first and the other guys really blow it, I could, in theory, get first place for this circuit. Whoa! But as you can see, I'm not holding my breath. Woo! Whoa, 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 whoa. Oh, God. Oh! No! Oh my God. This game is so out of control. You know, I played MotorStorm. The same platform, PS2, PSP, Arctic Rage. That's a really good one. Great thing about that game is there's all kinds of different cars to choose from. This is basically cars and trucks, and it's certainly well made. Oh, awesome, dude. Stuff like that happens all the time. I need to get over to, Oh! You see, that's my problem, though, is I can't commit. You see that? Did you see me run? It's like, don't go right, dude! You know, you're driving a lot of weight here. Jeez. In 8th place. You gotta commit, you know? When you're driving heavy cars like this, you just gotta commit. I have not been able to master that philosophy with this game at all. 2 more laps here. You'll notice that we're all playing beaters, like really beat up cars, which I'm all about. You know, I love beat up cars. But there's 3 circuits. There's Derby, which is what we're in now, kind of lowest rank. There's racing, and then there's finally street. Oh, and you can you earn credits every time you play, even if you blow it, like I'm doing. Get off me! Get off me! Last lap. Oh, jeez. But I did pick this car basically because it made me feel like I was driving my dad's old Ford Blazer. God, I love that ride. I think that's probably the car that made me fall in love with, you know, big, bad rides over sleek, you know, sexy, fast design. Is that it? Hey, we got first! Hey, how about that? Let's see what the results are. Let's see how we did. Yeah, you can't hit me if I'm off the road, huh? How we doing on time? We got another 5 minutes. What fool around? Jason Walker, he's aggressive and unpredictable. You remember when Jason Walker just swept the nation? There's some other things here. Look, I got the bulldozer, fastest lap, and best wrecker. So a lot of money's coming in. That means I can make upgrades in my car. And look at that, we got first place, which is awesome because the last time I played this circuit, I got 5th. This is the first time I've cleared it. That's great. All right, let's see a couple other. Oh yeah, and if you get first, then you unlock a separate event. In this case, we unlock the parking lot derby. I can't think of a better way to spend our remaining voyage than checking that out. Okay, let's get in there. Parking lot derby. With our big bad Blazer. Who wants a piece? Oh, the music. Yeah. I had to turn the music up because YouTube will eventually, randomly be checking files, see that we're running modern, like top 40 music from 10 years ago, and be like, and next thing you know, not only have we lost the music, but we've also lost the sound effects, and we've lost Captain Raz's voice. And, nobody wants to watch a voyage that has absolutely no audio whatsoever. Not to say that I could in any way, do Fallout Boy or Nickelback justice. And yes, they are available on this soundtrack. You'll be hearing them, at least every 8 minutes if you buy Fallout Flat Out 2 for the PlayStation 2 or Xbox. And who doesn't want that? Who else was on there? Me and Bismuth went through the soundtrack because I really wanted to know. And Bismuth has his hand on the pulse of the young generation's music. Ray Carter, what happened? Jason Walker, he was aggressive. He was too aggressive. You see? Icarus flew too high, too close to the sun. So yeah, who else did we see? We saw Rob Zombie's on here. And Bismuth was like, well, that's cool. And I was like, the last time I heard of Rob Zombie in the news, he had been calling the cops he'd been seen calling the cops, calling on the neighbors in his Connecticut home because his neighbors were, quote unquote, playing their music too loud. How the mighty have fallen. Who else was in here? One song by Motley Crue, Dr. Feelgood. I'm not sure how that got on here. So if you want to just hum that as you're watching me wreck these other cars here. Oh boy. Whoa! That was, yeah, you're aggressive. Dr. Feelgood. Here, I'll do it for you. This is what the big feel. I do a little falsetto when I do the Crew. Okay. Oh god, I'm such an idiot. Alright. 3 more guys. Boom! Oh yeah! You ain't in Hazard County no more. Whoa, Katie! Katie got sandwiched. I could reset out of this, but I'm gonna try and do this the old-fashioned way. Come on! Come on! Come on! Oh, I gotta do this in 30 seconds? Oh, there you are! Frank! Where you at, Frank? Oh no, I just have to make contact in the time of the counter. Oh, there were a whole bunch of bands we didn't know. Yeah, eat it. Oh, you see him? He's blaming. I want to lay on the nitro. Get a little momentum here. Alright, here we go. Oh, that's not him. Oh, that's him. Come on, baby. Yeah. Oh! Oh! Where are you, dude? Oh! What is he doing? Come here. What is he looking for their insurance card? Oh, yeah! Beauty. Beauty. Alright, we got time for one more thing here. Just to really put it off the rails. I'll show you one more interesting event that you can do. And this is one of a lot. One of many, many, many. I'm about to show you here. And you'll have to forgive me you know, with the menus today, it was kind of unavoidable with racers. So look at this. You got high jump, bowling, ski jump, curling, stone skipping, ring of fire, royal flush, basketball. Let's try some darts, shall we? Now, you got 5 cars to choose from for this mode, and the only 2 I play are Afterburner and Starflight, because they're both named after Sega Genesis games. Okay, here we go. So this is darts. We got to go for target number 8, okay? Target 8. How do we do that? Are we throwing darts? Are we throwing cars? No, we're throwing drivers. Oh, I blew it. Sorry. I had one too many loggers. Let's try it again. Alright, this time we're going to nail it. Now we're going for target number 2. You can see that on the little grid there, upper left-hand corner. Okay, here we go. Oh, that's too hard. No, I think I have it. Yeah! What? That was a 2? How was that missed? I wouldn't call that a miss. Let's go one more time. This is the kind of thing, these games, and you'll notice they're all over the track. There's the flaming rings on the right there. Oh, now I get the 2. Oh. This is the kind of stuff you can just do all day. Especially with your friends, passing the controller. You know, betting drinks on who can hit the target. All right, 777s. Here we go. Oh yeah! All right, we're gonna leave it there. And the crowd goes wild. Thank you. Oh man, I should keep them running. I could use that kind of reinforcement. Alright, so that was Flat Out 2. Flat Out, it couldn't be more forgettable. But, you know, there is a lot of... To be fair, it's got a lot of value to it. It's a very technically competent racer. And all those other, you know, mini games. You know, that's the kind of stuff that people pay $15 to play. Rocket League, anyone? Okay? Just saying. So yeah, there it is, Flat Out 2. Hope you enjoyed that. Hope you enjoyed the Redwoods. Man, to be able to take a car and just smash your way through life, wouldn't that be amazing? Unfortunately, that's just not the plane of reality we're living in. But luckily, we have video games to satisfy that dark need that's in each and every one of us. Okay, so let's hit the mailbag, shall we? All right. The bag that tells no tales. What do you, the crew, have for me, the captain, today? This comes from Toppest Thailand King. He starts with nice beard and hat. Well, thank you, sir. I appreciate that. He then goes on to ask, are you a pirate? Yes. Absolutely. Until the state makes me apply for a license. Absolutely. Then he asks, is the beard real? Yeah. Yeah, the beard is definitely real. Sometimes I wish it weren't. I wish I could take it off. It's like just that half an hour. What's keeping me from getting it trimmed is the half an hour to have to sit in the chair and make small talk to somebody. And then and then he also asks, or wig? No wig. That's me. What's left of it? This is all what you see, what you get. One crazy hairy pirate. Okay? Full disclosure. Alright? This has been one of our more honest voyages. I hope you're okay with that. Next week we're going to be going on to another adventure. I've already got like the killer lot. Not to date this, because if you're watching these out of order, you'll be like, what lot was he talking about? But Next week's lot's amazing. Oh, this was great too. We're gonna have a lot to do then. A lot of adventure. Actually, next week. Wow, I'm thinking about it. Between the game and yeah, it's all planned out. It's gonna be one heck of a voyage. So we'll see you then. Thanks for spending the afternoon with me. Thank you for adventuring with me, because without you, this is just a pile of wood. It's not what it is, which is the finest ship to ever sail the Silicon Seas. We'll see you next time, mateys. And until then, farewell and adieu to ye Spanish maidens. Farewell and adieu, ye ladies of Spain, for we received orders for to knock down some redwood, and we may never see ye fair ladies again. That was one hell of a voyage. Flat out. Keep your powder dry, mateys. Alright, we're done. Was that okay? Can I just strip right in front of you? I'm just going to stop this now. I'm going to stop this now.